It's Will from Wetsuit Outlet, here today to discuss sailing jackets and the importance of them. Now obviously there's something that many of us will wear, whether we're out yachting, powerboats, motor yachts, any of those kind of things, but the importance of getting the right jacket for you is something that we don't talk about much. There are many different levels of sailing jackets, from basic protection up to offshore clothing. So where do you start? Firstly, you need to decide what kind of sailing or boating it is that you're most likely to be doing for the majority of the time, and therefore what your requirements are. If we start with the most basic, we have something like the sailing jacket. Many brands make one like this. It's the Hanson crew jacket, anything like that. And what it is basically almost like an outdoor rain jacket. So there's no particular protection apart from maybe a fleece-lined collar. The wrist might be adjustable, but there's nothing particularly different about it versus a normal outdoor jacket. No extra protection. Those are great for those lighter days, for days when you might be just going out on the boat for pleasure and then into the bar afterwards, something like that. If you get more serious about your sailing, obviously you're going to need slightly more protection, and as the weather gets worse, you need that protection too. Something like the Hanson Pier jacket is the definition of an inshore jacket. What you have is slightly larger pockets for storing more gear, such as gloves or anything extra warm that you might need to carry with you. You have slightly higher collar on the jacket, so that all the spray that's coming towards you, and if you're inshore it's not going to be a huge amount, but it'll stop it from going down your neck too much. The collar will most likely be some sort of fleece lining. Wrist will be adjustable, and normally you'll start to get some high reflective trim on there for safety purposes. As well as that, you may find reinforcement on the back where you're a crew member on the boat, you may be sitting, and you'll start to see a bit of reinforcement, but the hem will be very similar to a normal outdoor jacket. As you go up another level, so you're going more sort of coastal, so inshore coastal jackets, you'll find that the collar goes up higher again. There'll almost always be a hood in the back, which is fairly easy to access. That hood and collar will go nice and high up the back of your neck, so you can get that up against your chin and really protect yourself against spume and spray. Reflective will be nice and obvious on these kind of jackets, so on the front, and a lot of them will have them on the wrists here as well for safety. And the wrist will definitely be adjustable, and quite often there'll be an inner cuff as well, so that spray that's coming up will stop that from shooting up your arm, which is definitely a nice feature if you've ever had that experience. The hem will not be only being reinforced, often it will also be slightly dropped. So as you go more offshore, it'll be slightly dropped for that extra protection and for the durability of the jacket too. And then as we go even higher, take something like the Zyke Ice Attack jacket, the Ice Attack 2 jacket. Now we're talking offshore. What you'll have is a very high collar, which will go basically up to your ears and cut down around the mouth. That's really to stop that spume, that spray, even waves in offshore coming straight at you. That needs to just shed straight off. So the waterproof ratings, they will obviously be gradiented through the sort of offering of a sailing jacket, but you'll find the very top ones in something such as the Ice Attack jacket, the top ocean or offshore jackets. Quite often you'll have a spume guard with the offshore because there's so much water coming at you, and that will just attach across the face, and quite often you'll be able to fold that back as well to get it out of the way for those conditions where it's still offshore and you may need it, but it's not quite up to those sort of that level that day. Reflective detailing is very important for offshore, could really be vital to you. So on the wrists and on the front, again inside the cuffs, you'll almost certainly have some sort of sealing to stop that water from penetrating through to the jacket and getting your underlayers wet. The hem will be severely dropped to scoop down, and the reinforcement will be quite extreme, so that with that reinforcement there, where you're really pushing against the important parts, you'll find that on salopets as well. That's not going to wear out, whereas normally it would be the first part of your jacket to wear out. So looking through the range, looking through the different types of sailing jacket, it's so important to decide what kind of sailing it is that you'll be doing and the kind of equipment that you'll need. Having too much can be just as much of a problem as having not enough. It can really get in the way and detract from your sailing, being dynamic enough on a smaller boat, for example, and not having enough protection in offshore or coastal sailing, again, can have quite obvious consequences.